Hey guys, my name is Kyla. I am 32 weeks pregnant tomorrow, so I'll be doing my 31-week update today. I live in Canada and I have a 1-year-old and I'm due October 31st with my second born. This is going to be a pretty long update. There's a lot that's happened in the past week, so I'll start with a bump date. So this is my stomach currently. I have a whole list of things that I need to talk about, so don't mind if I'm looking away for a few minutes. So for my symptoms this week, I have had some period-like cramps, which are like consistent. So like Braxton Hicks, usually they come and go, obviously, but these have been like consistent right down in my uterus. And then I've also had a lot of back pain with it as well. So it's usually from like right here all the way down to my thighs. So that's been a little different. I never had that in my first pregnancy. And my belly has also felt a lot rounder and harder the past few days. Not really sure what that's about either. It hasn't, I don't think it's gotten any bigger really, but it's definitely gotten harder. I've also had some issues with my face, like my pigmentation. I've gotten a lot of red spots. I don't think you can see them right now, but I've gotten a lot of red spots all right in here. I have been nesting like crazy. I've redid the whole living room. I've cleaned the kitchen, our bedroom. Mikaela's room is basically done. For those of you who don't know, we are remodeling this place as well, doing some renovation. So Mikaela's room is all painted and good to go. The hallway is partially done. I'll get to the story of that later. We still have to put in a new sink in the kitchen and do the entire bathroom. The bathroom is a disaster, but that will be to come hopefully before the baby's born. Those are Riley's jobs anyways, my fiance, so I'm not too worried. And then the past week, so I have been having constipation for the past about month. I still had it this week, but today I did have diarrhea, so a little scary with the other things that I'm about to talk about. So I did have a midwife appointment on Tuesday this week. So I was about, I believe I was 31 weeks in one day at the midwife appointment. I haven't gained any weight since my last appointment. I'm going every 2 weeks right now. So I haven't gained any weight, but the midwife wasn't concerned about that. Baby's heart rate was 150 beats per minute, which is really good. She's always been in that range. My blood pressure was normal this time. We did have some issues at the beginning of the pregnancy with high blood pressure, and then I ended up getting low blood pressure, which I've never really heard of during pregnancy, but it's normal now, so nothing to worry about. I did get my hospital registration papers, so I do plan on doing a water birth at the midwife clinic, but in case anything does happen that I have to be sent to the hospital or I need to be induced or have a C-section or anything like that, they just want those papers filled out so that when we get there they can just hand them off to the nurse. And I was also told to start writing up my birth plan, so I will be making a video on my hospital bags and birth plans and all of that. And then we did also talk about the group B strep testing, so that's when they just do a little swab down there. And then if you are positive, you need antibiotics. I was positive with my first pregnancy. It can cause issues for the baby. It's rare, but it can cause issues for the baby if you don't get this done, or you're positive and you give birth and the baby gets this. So I did choose to do it. So we will be doing it, I believe, at the next appointment at 34 weeks. I could be wrong though, we might be doing it after that. So on Friday, I was 31 weeks and 4 days. And I did go for a growth scan. So with my firstborn, she had stopped growing around 32, 34 weeks. So I was induced early, so we're keeping a close eye on things this time just to make sure that that doesn't happen. I was induced early with my first because of it, and we want to catch it early if this does happen. I have been taking Advil throughout this pregnancy as well because of all of it. I guess it helps with the blood flow to the baby. The estimated weight of the baby at 31 weeks and 4 days was 4 pounds and 1 ounce, which is really good. Mikaela was estimated at 4 pounds and 9 ounces at 34 weeks, so the baby's almost catching up. I did get the results back today. All they said at the ultrasound appointment was that the baby was estimated at that weight, so I had to wait for the results to come in online. So today I woke up and I had them. Complete scare, to say the least. So the good news is that baby is measuring 2 days ahead, which is perfect. That's what we want to hear. She is in birthing position. She is in the birth canal and her head is right on top of my cervix. Her APGAR score is 8 out of 8, so that's when they look for like the breathing, they're mimicking breathing and all of that, so that's perfect as well. Her heart rate was really good. But the concerning things, so they did find numerous spots of calcification on my placenta. So basically that's buildup of calcium that is basically deteriorating your placenta. It is more common to get at 36 weeks and past that if you're gonna get it. If you don't get it around that time, usually if you go over your due date, so say 40 to 42 weeks, then it starts happening then, or it can get a lot worse then. That's why they like to induce you before those times. So I do have premature calcification, which I didn't really know anything about this when I read it this morning. And my amniotic fluid is a little low, so that's concerning as well. So me being me, I did the stupidest thing ever, and I went on Google, scared the heck out of myself. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll go on Facebook and I'll post there and see what other people have to say, what their experiences have been. So I posted in 2 of my due date groups. Again, scary. I had a labor and delivery nurse tell me that I'm most likely gonna have to be induced. I had another girl tell me that she went into premature labor because of this at 34 weeks. So then I also made a post to my personal Facebook, and I had 3 people message me telling me to go to the hospital. The one had to have a C-section because of these issues at 32 weeks because of placental abruption. Another girl said that because of the low amniotic fluid, I could be induced like any day. She had low amniotic fluid and she was induced the next day. And then I had another girl just tell me that it was very concerning and to go. I'm getting out of breath. So I did call up my midwife just to make sure it was something that we should be concerned about and I should go to the hospital for. So she said it's not bad enough to be too concerning right now, but she did want me to go in for a non-stress test just to make sure baby's okay and all of that. So we did end up going to the hospital today around 1. So I did the non-stress test, which is where they put the bands around your belly and they monitor baby's movement, heart rate, contractions, and all of that. And it lasted about 30 minutes. So baby's heart rate was perfect, nothing wrong with it. It was still around 150. And her movement was really good as well, which I find it so funny because like you're supposed to click a button when you feel the baby move, and she was moving so much more than I pressed that button. And then right near the end of it, she got hiccups, so the bands were moving all around, and it's cool because you could hear them as well while that was all happening. I did have some contractions as well, but they weren't consistent, so she wasn't too worried about that either. She did order another ultrasound, just because I do have some issues with my calcification and the amniotic fluid and all of that, so she ordered another ultrasound that I'll be getting within the next 48 hours just to make sure that everything is okay and we don't have to be worried. She needs some more information on it, and they will be monitoring me more closely now throughout the pregnancy because there is a risk of preterm labor, but it's not definite that that's going to happen. It's just keep that in the back of our minds basically. But she hasn't ruled out having a water birth at the midwife clinic yet, so thank God. She also wants me to be on bed rest for the next while until like basically my pregnancy's over, so I will be resting a lot more the next little while. Yeah, that's basically everything that's happened there. We do have a few life updates. So I did make the birth plan like I said before, and I'm almost finished up the hospital bags. I still have mine to do. I'm debating on how I pack them because like I want to make sure that I have enough stuff in case we have to go to the hospital and stay there for say the 24 hours, or if we have a NICU stay, but I don't want to pack too much in case we do end up doing everything smoothly at the midwife center and go home in 2 hours. So I'm still debating on what to bring and what not to bring, but I'm finishing that up here soon. I also set up all the baby stuff, all of my bedroom set up, out here set up. Everything's ready to go for baby. There's just a couple more things that we have to buy. I have had the worst pregnancy brain. So like I said earlier, we are remodeling the apartment. So we were painting the hallway and I thought I was Mrs. Strong Girl or something. I tried to pick up the paint can to pour it into the paint tray and I spilt it, it dropped, and it went everywhere. It was all over my face, all over the ceiling, all over Mikaela's room. And I didn't know what to feel. I was laughing so hard and I was crying at the same time because I was so upset over it. So we did run out of paint, so that's on setback a little bit. And I also applied for college this week, so Obviously, I'm gonna have 2 kids under 2, which will be difficult, but the college that I applied for has a distance learning program, so you do everything at home online, and you have 7 years to complete the program. And instead of paying one full tuition, you pay course by course. So I'm starting the veterinary office assistant program. And my first course that I'll be doing is veterinary procedures and skills. But so I paid for the course and everything. I sent in all my information and they said that I will get a confirmation within 24 to 48 hours. I'm still waiting on it. It's been about 3 days. It is the long weekend here in Canada, so maybe that has something to do with it. It's like, I'm kind of confused. But hopefully that gets all set up. That course starts September 13th, and I still have to buy my textbooks for it. But yeah, that's basically everything that's been going on this week. I will have some more updates next week. Basically, the only thing we have going on this week, though, is that second ultrasound that she's sending me for. I do have another growth scan at 36 weeks, so that's about 3 weeks away, 4 to 3 weeks. 4 weeks away. Yeah, we'll see what happens between now and our next update. I will be doing a Q&A video here soon, so drop questions down below if you have any questions about labor, delivery, birth, water birth, anything like that, pregnancy. And also put down any video suggestions that you guys have. And I'll talk to you guys soon.